Good afternoon, everyone. I am Rachel Boxarsa, the first reporter of this afternoon. And now we are going to tackle about Lesson 13, Teaching with Visual Symbols. Again, what's our topic for today? Okay, it's all about teaching with visual symbols. But before that, there is a quote here. Visual symbols will be made meaningful if we can use them as summaries of our own direct experiences, of our own rich and direct experiences. A little can stand for a lot. So, based on what you've read, what do you think the quote means? Okay? All of you are got correct. When teaching, we often use symbols, pictures, gestures to summarize the big concepts. A small symbol can capture big or complex experience, making it easier to understand, communicate, and clear to understand. For example, when you see a heart symbol, diba? If makakita tayo ng heart symbol, it might remind us a heart symbol is all about love, friendship, family, or the specific that you feel. So even though heart symbol shape is simple, but it can stand for something or it can represent a lot of meaning and more personal like our experiences, love, and relationships that we can relate it into our experiences. So that's the purpose of visual symbols. Even a small symbol can hold deep meaning if people can connect it to their experiences. So, dili tanan learning is nagagikan siya sa direct experiences. But through symbols, it can represent deep meanings based on what we already know. Nga mahimo nato siya, ma-apply nato siya sa direct experiences. From an experience to a real-world experience, we proceed to a world of symbols. Here, we don't see real things but symbols. What are the examples of each visual symbols? The visual symbols include drawings, cartoons, strip drawings, diagrams, formulas, charts, graphs, maps, and so on that we are going to tackle today. Why are visual symbols important? So, if you are supposed to read a long paragraph about student self-esteem scores in different countries, 'di ba? Makaboring kay siya, taas kayo, dili din nato magras ang concept or ang idea, dili din nato ma-remember ang information. But what if I show you a graph that instantly compares those scores? 'Di ba? Mas dali nato makuha ang information, mas clearer, mas quick to understand because the visual symbols they make information easier, quick to understand. This lesson focus on how visual symbols can enhance teaching and learning by making concepts more understandable and meaningful. It says that a graph is worth 1,000 words, or it's similar to a picture is worth 1,000 words. 'Di ba? Ang picture, if mo tanaw tag picture, ang picture maka-convey siya information, maka-interpret tag lot of message makuha nato ang usay message nga buot ipasabot sa picture and can convey complex and details more effectively than a lengthy of words. So it's like graph. Diba? Graph is worth 1,000 words because graph is contained of the information that are easier to interpret because a graph it is directly presents the information visually, allowing people to see patterns, trends, and comparison at a glance. Diba? Instead of reading a long explanation about how different group or how the score varied each other, so we can immediately see the differences and distributions in the bar graph through the graph. Let us learn more about each of them and find out where they can be used in our lessons. First is drawings. A drawing may not be the real thing but better to have a concrete visual aid than nothing. To avoid confusion, it is good that our drawing correctly represents the real thing. One essential skill that a teacher ought to possess in order to be understood is drawing. It helps you a lot if you are capable of doing simple freehand sketching. You will find out that as you lecture, you need to illustrate on the chalkboard, so better start learning how to draw. As a teacher, we are encouraged to learn how to draw, not artistically to make great drawings, but through the simple sketches drawing that can effectively convey the information. Because one essential skill that a teacher ought to possess in order to be understood is drawing. Kailangan jud nato nga mag-illustrate tag drawing sa atong lesson para mas effective ang atong pag-teach, mas effective para mas masabtan sa mga student. It helps you a lot if you are capable of doing simple. Mas mahimong effective jud if mag-illustrate ka through the chalkboards, mag-illustrate ka dira sa words para mas masabtan sa mga bata. Even in simple sketches can enhance learning and communication effectively. There is nothing so difficult that is not made easy when we spend at least 40 hours learning and mastering it. Ingon, according to Rikay, para makalearn ta how to draw is kailangan doon nato mag-spend at least 40 hours learning and mastering it. Diba? According ganina, nga dili na nato kailangan na mahimong artistic, so dapat ang atong drawing is clear, mas masabtan sa mga bata o ato jud siyang i-relate kung unsa ang atong concept is all about. Here are examples of stick drawings. So, unsa ang inyong na-observe sa stick drawings? 'Di ba? Sa stick drawings kasagaran na ginabuhat kay actions, emotions or the objects actions, no? Pwede ka mo drawing dira og people walking, people running or carrying things, 'di ba? Sa nakita nato dira. And then emotion, the different facial expressions, no, like sad, happy. Through that ma-recognize sa usa ka students na kana siya is happy. So for example, no, instead of writing or typing that you are happy today, so you can just use a happy emoji and anyone can know it right away that you are happy. So ingana ka effective ang stick drawings, di ba? Mas dali nato masabtan, dili na nato kailangan og complex pa nga ideas og explanation. Right away is masabtan dayon nato. Another useful visual symbol that can bring novelty to our teaching is the cartoon. A first-rate cartoon tells its story metaphorically. The perfect cartoon needs no caption. The less the artist depends on words, the more effective the symbolism. The symbolism conveys the message. So, why cartoons speak without words? So, nakabantay ba ta na? Sa cartoons na atong makita, sa cartoon sa picture, bisan wala siya words, but through the cartoon is yet maka-understand gihapon ta exactly what's happening on the picture or what exactly happening on the cartoon. So that is the use of cartoons in our teaching nga maka-interpret ta og message, mas maka-interpret ta. It allows us a discussion kung unsa jud ang nahitabo sa cartoons. Bisan siya less lang siya ginagamit og words, mga picture lang atong makita, but true mahimo gyapon siyang effective because cartoon is like a linty of words, gihapon siya nagakonsist siya og words na maka-interpret ta kanang may balaan nato kung unsa ang information na buot pasabot sa usa ka cartoon. Because cartoons can tell stories just like words do, sometimes even better. And here are the two examples of cartoons. Based sa inyong nakita sa first picture and then sa ikaduhang nga picture, unsa ang inyong na-observe? Unsa ang inyong nakita? So, based on the cartoons above, interpret the cartoons above, any message, any insight. Unsa yung mga message or nakita sa cartoons? In the first cartoon, where we can see pigeons lying in hospital beds, with the same physical conditions but their attitudes are different. Diba? Sa first cartoon, makonbase na to sa tulo na to na makita. The idea that attitude matters nga bisan man og same ra sila condition or difficulties nga ginaatubang, but it depends gihapon on how we choose to respond it with positivity ba or negativity. Ingana ang atong ma-interpret sa picture nga gipakita sa patient. The second picture. Unsa ang inyong na-observe sa second picture? So, ang second picture is at the park filled with people whom all of the people are using cell phones. One man says, I don't know why. I just suddenly felt like calling. Even though na wala sila reason but still up, always pick their phone and mimicking what other using. No? Sa makita nato how technology are influencing the behavior of people na bisan wala tay real reason, wala tay katuyuan ngano mag cellphone ta, but always gihapon ta on phone, always gihapon ta nagagamit og cellphone. So there are tendency nga dili na ta mag tingganay. Is it because nakatuon lang ta sa cellphone? So the second picture tells that how technology can influence the human behavior even if no real reason, still gihapon nga ang mga tao is still on their phone. And that's all to my report. Any clarification, questions? If none, let's proceed to another reporters.